Hey everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Corey. Today we're going to make a peanut butter cream pie. We're going to make the crust, we're going to make some whipped cream, we're going to do it all. That's next here on Cooking with Corey. Alright guys, here's our ingredients for the day. For our crust, this will actually make 2 single layer pies, or this will make one. You know, if you're making a fruit pie or you're covering it, whatever. This will make you 2 sheets of dough. 2.5 cups all-purpose flour, and we got some salt in there, 1/4 teaspoon, 2 sticks of butter, cold butter, and we will chunk those up and put them in there. For our filling, we got over here, we got a delicious blend of cornstarch and sugar. So we got 3/4 cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and we're going to add 3 egg yolks to that mix. And we got some milk, peanut butter, heavy cream to make some whipped cream later. Might add some of these toffee chunks from the Better Than Nookie brownies, and vanilla. Let's get that crust going next on Cooking with Corey. Alright, let's get the dough going. What we got here, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon kosher salt. I got 2 sticks of butter over here, both cut up like this. So we're going to start adding the butter in here, like so. Works best to get it into little cubes to start, to get it worked into our flour. So we're going to start with 1 stick, and we'll work the other one in. What you want to do, we're going to get that whole stick in there. Now, if you got different tools for different things, so I'm just going to use a fork today. That's what most people have, is a good old fork. So what you want to do is incorporate that butter in with your flour and your salt, and we're going to keep going like this. Crush it, get it through, and work it through. And when I get close to the point where we got little flour peas in there, I'll bring you back. I'm going to start incorporating this other stick in there. I'll bring you back when we get closer. Alright, we've been doing real good with our first stick of butter. We got it incorporated in there pretty good. Let's get the next one in there. Get it all spread around. Then we'll start incorporating this other stick in here. And then we're going to start adding ice cold water. It's important that this butter is cold when you're adding it too. No room temperature, no nothing. It's got to be cold. We'll start incorporating this just like I did the others. It's just running it through the flour like so. And it won't be long. I'll get it to that point. Probably take me about 2-3 minutes, and I'll bring it back. Alright guys, we're back. Had a little camera snafu, but our butter is cut into our flour pretty good. I've added like 2 tablespoons of ice cold water. Right here, you see the ice in our water. I'm going to add some more because it's really not coming together yet. This will all depend on weather. This will all depend on how your house is, how this dough comes together. So you incorporate it just a little bit at a time. Try to get your dough to come together. Like so. And we're getting there. You don't want it all to be saturated, because we're going to let this rest, and then the flour is going to soak up whatever water we got left going in there. And this is the first stages of making a nice flaky crust here. So you see how it's all coming together. They're pretty good. I'm going to add just a little bit more water. Like so. And I'm going to use my impeccably clean hands. I'm going to get in there and see if we can bring this together. Or if we're going to need more water. We might need more water. It's looking pretty good. Actually looking real good. So we're kind of to the point where we want to be right now. So you could take a little piece of this dough right here that I got in my hand. Obviously it doesn't look like it's really coming together. But you do this to it, and look at that. That's all the further we want to bring this, folks. We're going to take this, I'm going to separate it out into two, because I only need one, because we're not putting the top on this pie, because obviously it's a cream pie, and we're going to put a delicious layer of whipped cream on it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to separate it out. I'm going to let it rest in the fridge. We'll be back for the filling next. Before we go to the filling, I just wanted to show you guys real quick. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. But see how this is not totally together. It's coming together. And it will get there. What we're going to do is, like I said, form your little discs. Or balls. It doesn't matter. What this needs to do is the water needs to get a little happy with the flour there. It'll make a nice dough here shortly. So what I do is I'm going to, or you can put it plastic wrap, saran wrap, or whatever. I do this, a little Ziploc, get all the air out of it. That's going to go set in the fridge until we're ready to roll it out. Alright guys, let's move on to our filling. What we got going on in here is 3/4 of a cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. What we're going to do is we're going to add 3 egg yolks to this mixture, and then we're going to add milk. But we got 2.5 cup milks total for this recipe, so we're going to add a 1/2 cup to this. We're going to cook the other milk to bring it up to temp so we can temper our eggs into this. So here we go. Let's get started here. So we got in here 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 3 delicious egg yolks. So let's get this going on. Watch out, it's going to be a dusty mess. Alright, to that, we're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Then we're going to bring this together here. And this will be what we temper later here. So it's got our sugar, our cornstarch, our egg yolks. We'll bring our milk up to heat, our other 2 cups, because we use 2.5 total of cups of milk. So 1/2 cup in there. We're going to bring the 2 cups we got left over to a steep over there on the stove. And then we will temper the egg yolks, and we will keep going on our filling. Alright guys, what we got is our milk going on here on the stove over medium-high heat. And what you got to do is you got to keep stirring that, bring that up to a boil. What we're going to do is take that over. We're going to temper our yolk mixture over there. Add some peanut butter. Add some more butter. It'll be delicious. So this is going to come up to a steep, starting to boil, and then we will make our filling. Alright guys, welcome back. Our milk is to the steep stage, just kind of coming to a boil. As you can see back here, we did not scorch, we're all good. So we want to gradually add this in so we don't scramble those eggs, just a little bit at a time to begin with. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. You got to keep whisking. Can't stop whisking now. That would be a bad time because you just had scrambled eggs. You have a scrambled egg pie with peanut butter. We don't want that. Give it a little drink while you're whisking. Let those yolks get nice and used to that heat. Give you a nice creamy filling. And when you get about halfway through your milk, they're feeling pretty good. So you can really lay it to it. Go ahead, finish off your pot. What's going to happen now? This is well incorporated. It's going to go back into the pot, back on the pan, bring it up to heat so that cornstarch can get up to heat and turn everything into pudding. That's what's happening next. All right, we're back. Let's get that back going on the heat. So back into our pan we go. All right. You need to keep this moving over medium-high heat, obviously. Because what we're doing now is just wait for that cornstarch to burst and suck up that liquid and turn this thick. Keep it moving, medium-high heat. And we'll be there before long, folks. All right, guys. We got our mixture, our custard, our pudding, whatever you want to call it here. We're going to do now a tablespoon of vanilla. Two tablespoons butter. Put that in there. And a quarter cup of your favorite peanut butter. And that'll go in there. That'll flavor. That'll be our flavoring for our filling right there. As you can see, it comes together. There you got it, guys. Here's our filling. All right, guys. We got our crust back out of the fridge. It has incorporated well. It's looking good. I think it's going to be a delicious crust. So we want to get this rolled out. We need to blind bake this. So we got our pie pan over here. What we want to do is just roll this out so we can cover the bottom of our pie pan. So there. A little bit, quarter turn, a little bit more, quarter turn, a little bit more, quarter turn, a little bit more, quarter turn. And we just keep going like this until we get around, I don't know, an inch bigger than the lip of our pie dish, which I do have over here. We'll see how close we are. I don't know. As you can tell, we got a little bit more ways to go. Not a lot, but I just wanted to show you a little bit how to make that good circle. So roll, quarter turn, roll. I'm going to bring this up, and I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but you can see the flakes of butter in there going throughout there. That's a sign of a good dough. It's a nice workable dough. We're going to get this in the pan. Alright, our dough's all rolled out, so we need to transfer over, and there's fancy ways to do this, but sometimes it's not needed. So we could just transfer over like so. Get her nice and fit in to the corners of your pie dish. And then you want to crimp your edges like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep crimping, do a better job with the crimping than actually what I'm doing right now. But what I also am going to do, and I want to show you, is we're just going to dock this with a fork all over. Get it on the sides up here too. That's going to allow her to go through there. And what we're going to do is we're going to blind bake this for probably 10 to 15 minutes till it starts to get golden. We're going to put our delicious filling in there. We're going to let it chill in the fridge. I'll bring you back before I throw it in the oven. Alright guys, we are ready for the oven. Here's our delicious pie crust, ready to be blind baked. And people do put beads or whatever, they make marbles and stuff you can put in there to keep the crust from pulling up along the edges. I never really had a problem with it. You know, it's just a cream pie. It's not like I'm in a competition. So, hey, this is going to go in the oven 10-15 minutes, golden brown. Alright guys, got some whipped cream going here. All it is heavy whipping cream. About 1/8 of a cup of powdered sugar, 1 pint of heavy whipped cream, 1/8 of a cup of powdered sugar. And you can see it starting to get up there. So we're going to add some deliciousness to it. How about some toffee bits? Let's go, let's do that. Heck yeah. Why not? Fill that sucker up. That'll be our whipped cream, guys. Alright guys, we're back here to fill our peanut butter cream pie. So here's our filling going in. We have let that cool. The crust has cooled. So in it goes. Alright, to add on to the top, we got our delicious toffee whipped cream with the Heath chunks. So let's add that on to the top there. We won't be stingy. Give it a go around. Get a little bit more of that deliciousness on there, don't we? There we go. That'll do it. Alright, people. We're going to let this cool down. We'll cut a piece. There's our finished product. Just gotta let it cool. Everything comes together. Alright guys, here we are on our plate up. Got it out, got it chilled. Peanut butter cream, our delicious butter crust, and our toffee whipped cream. So what I'm going to do is just dress it up just a little bit more for you. A little bit of caramel. Because why not? We can, right? and a little bit more of the huge toffee bits. There you guys got it. Peanut butter cream pie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cooking with Corey.